So here we go. I am on my way into Bartlett to drop off the first official piece under CTD Metalworks. I've got a couple of things that I want to do. I want to, number one, kind of document this journey and show you guys what I am up to, what I'm making, what I'm doing in my little shop, in my townhouse. And I also get a lot of questions from friends, from people I run across, from friends, say, hey, how'd you learn how to do all this? That's really cool. I wish I could do that, this, that, and the other. And maybe you'll learn something along the way. You know what I mean? Maybe some of the content that I have can teach you guys something. I'm just a normal guy, right? I'm a fireman. I worked on the fire department, various fire departments for about 20 years now. And um, you always kind of figure out a way to do things. And I kind of gravitated towards that when I first got in this career from a history with my father. Um, my father went to college for 7 years. He should be a doctor, but he is not, was not. And I always kind of watched him just figure it out as I was growing up. Um, he ended up being a construction superintendent for a number of years for various home builders. He was a vice president in operations for a home builder for a number of years when we moved to Illinois. And he never had that sit at a desk and push papers mentality. He was always getting his hands dirty. He was always a blue collar type guy. And I kind of gravitated towards that. I learned a lot from him when he would commandeer me when I was a kid to put additions on houses, to do renovations. So I learned a lot working with my hands, using tools, running into a problem, figure it out, find another way. And I was always real interested in metal more than wood, to make it simple. So here we are. I took that mentality into metal and started to learn how to weld. Um, I have a little bit of familiarity with metallurgy and metal working itself. I was actually going to be a mechanical engineer, so I started in high school in a vocational program for machining, precision machining, and ended up not going to college. Became a fireman, but I still took a lot of that knowledge and a lot of that mentality with me. And I don't know, I just want to make cool stuff for friends of mine, and I've done that. I've fixed stuff for friends of mine, and I've done that. I started CTD Metalworks, and what CTD Metalworks LLC is a little deal that I run out of my garage in Huntley, Illinois. And whatever you need, if it's made out of steel, let's figure it out. The piece I'm delivering today is a table frame for a new dining room table at Bartlett Fire Department Station number 2. Um, Recently, one of the guys on Bartlett, one of my coworkers, he was contracted to build the first table. He does wood. He did a real nice top for this table, and he actually contacted a welder to have a frame made. And this frame got delivered, the table got put together. It's a great table. Everything looks good, but I was really looking at the frame thinking to myself, well, I can do that. And out of curiosity, I asked Matt, the guy that made this table up, I said, what'd you pay for that frame? And he told me what the welder charged him for this frame, and I was frankly shocked. Um, it was a lot of money, and I knew what went into that frame. So for this station number 2 table, what I did is I copied that design exactly. I did exactly what that welder did, and I welded it up, um, finished it, prepped it, painted. It's all done. It's getting delivered. Um, Moving forward, some of the future jobs that we've got going on, make some improvements on the table that I've been contracted for station number 3. Change the way things are connected and attached a little bit, just for a little bit more strength and rigidity, longevity, because that's my big deal. Is I can't stand going onto Amazon or going into Home Depot or going into Walmart or going into a home goods store and purchasing a piece of furniture, brackets, shelves. It drives me nuts when I go buy these things and they are absolute garbage. The quality is not there. The materials they use is just bottom of the barrel, and everybody's out to just make as much money as humanly possible, which is understandable. I get it. However, that's not my deal. Um, what I want to do is provide a product for people that will last generations and be a statement. You know, some of my pieces are going to be very functional. Some of my pieces are going to be really, really nice looking on top of functional. They're all steel made, all welded here in Huntley, Illinois, USA. They are heavy, and I'm hoping that people will appreciate the quality, um, and they'll come back for more. My deal is I don't want people to come back because my stuff's broken. I want people to come back because they like it so much they want more. My first idea was getting into furniture, uh, kitchen tables, dining room tables, eating room tables, living room sets. So we're talking coffee tables, end tables, console tables. Um, and then I had an idea of getting into shelving. Um, and I do like the idea of mixing the industrial metal, heavy duty, strong materials, as well as a lot of the warm rustic wood materials that make a house feel like a home, if you will. So, like I said, I'm working with Matt to get tabletops, shelving tops, things like that. So yeah, we're gonna punt this thing and see where it goes. The table for Station 2 in Bartlett. I've been contracted for the table for Station 3 in Bartlett. So that one's on a back burner because we don't know the exact size of that table yet. So while that's on hold, I was contacted by another person who got a hold of a piece. And forgive me because I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that it was a functional piece, a one-off piece that was used on one of the Chicago fireboats that's now out of service. To my understanding, it was a piece that enabled the fireboat to receive incident information in some capacity. I don't know exactly how it worked, but they received this information, and the firemen on the fireboat were able to act on that information. They knew where to go, they knew what was going on, so on and so forth. I don't know if it was like a Morse code situation or how this whole thing worked, but it's a very historical piece. It has a lot of history. Um, this piece has been on a lot of incidents on the Chicago fireboat that it was on. So the guy that got it for me has basically sat on it for, I think he said 4 years now. He doesn't know what to do with it. So I was talking with him and we came up with an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld up a table frame for this thing. It's going to be 1.5-inch box tubing, welded, smooth. It's going to be painted flat black, not to take away from the actual piece that's going to be inset on the top of it. And the top of this thing is going to be set in epoxy. So you've seen all the river tables and the epoxy tables that are out there, which are very, very cool. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that into one of my heavy duty steel tables, and we're going to see how it turns out. So that's my next big job. So what I end up doing is mostly custom. I'll do some runs of different things. So like these shelving brackets, I'll end up doing a run of 10 brackets, which will make 5 shelves. And we can make these with a top for the shelf or with no top for the shelf. You guys can order the brackets and I'll send you the brackets. You can pick up the brackets, whatever you want to do, and you can get your own top. If you've got something you want to use, you can get your own shelf, wood shelf top, attach it with a couple of screws, you're good to go. I'm going to work with Matt to come up with a couple of standard shelving sizes, probably somewhere in the vicinity. We're going to be working with like 18-inch long shelves, 30-inch long shelves, or 32-inch long shelves, maybe a little bit longer than that. Because what I want to do is, I'm not big on putting shelves into drywall. I want to find the stud spaces, and I'm big on attaching these shelves to studs to make them functional. Because we all know we've hung a towel on a towel bar, or your toilet paper holders come out of the wall, or the shelf that you put stuff on, that shelf gets real loose because the drywall just doesn't hold it. So I don't recommend, and I don't like when people attach things into drywall. I like to find the stud. So what we're doing is we're finding the stud on 16 inches on center. So the shelf is going to be 18 inches. If it's 16, if we're doing 2 stud spaces for a nice big shelf, we might do 3 brackets and cover 3 studs with the bracket. Or quite frankly, they're strong enough, you could just do the 2 brackets so they're not as obvious, so they kind of don't take away from what people are displaying on the shelves or what have you. We can do a lot of different things. I'm going to work with Matt. We're going to do a 12-inch deep shelf. We can do 18 inches, 32. We can do 34 inches. Sky's the limit. We'll do custom work, whatever you want to do. I'll do a 24-inch deep side. I'll do whatever you want to do. So something where I'm finding solutions for people that can't find solutions for storage, for furniture, for whatever you want to do. Also do repairs. Been talking with a landscaping company that on occasion runs into issues where they break a weld on their trailer, brackets that hold string trimmers and leaf blowers and tools that they use out in the field for landscaping. A trailer like that breaks, now their efficiency goes down because they've got to store their tools a different way, what have you, or their trailer just simply not working. Their ramps are broken, their gates are broken, lawnmower deck breaks, structural weld cracks and breaks and what have you. I'm going to fix it. And I'm going to take you guys with me on this journey of repairing this stuff. And I also want to put out a little bit of content. We'll see how this goes. I'm just starting, and I have no idea where this is going to go, but we're looking for progress, not perfection, right? So bear with me on this deal. I want to try to teach people something. I want to try these aren't going to be instructional videos, but I want to try to relay information and just kind of push the concept of like, look, if you don't know what you're doing, that's a skills problem. So let's learn something together. I'm going to be learning along this deal too. There's going to be problems that I run into. I'll take you along with me. I'll be the first one to admit when I don't know something, and hopefully we can learn it together. So everybody's got a little bit more information, and we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. But I'm excited for it. I'm happy to have you with me, and we'll see where this deal goes. So stand by. We'll get this table unloaded over at Bartlett, and we'll see what happens. Talk to you later.